everyone, welcome to Tech with Sarah. Welcome to this really interesting session on AI plus automation on Microsoft Power Platform and AI agents. Well, in this session, we will be talking about the intersection of AI agents, and automation, how to automate repeated workflows, and how several businesses are using this approach today. Well, if we start with a very common question, are AI agents actually replacing automation? No, they are not. In fact, now we are focusing on the intersection of AI and automation. AI agents would add reasoning into picture and automation would basically give us reliable execution. Well, if we actually look into the combined future, we would be using AI agents, automation, data, applications, and we as humans would be setting all of this up. Well, if we talk about Microsoft Power Platform, so this is an enterprise low-code ecosystem for building end-to-end business solutions that connect apps, automations, analytics, and AI. So we are connecting the data that we have with the apps that we would like to display to users, with AI coming into picture, with AI agents, with the data that we already have. Well, so here we are combining all of this in an enterprise low code system, which is referred to as Microsoft Power Platform. If we now talk about the components of Microsoft Power Platform, well, talking about the UI, talking about the interface that is visible to the users. This is made using Power Apps. Now, Power Apps rapidly build these custom UI or the interface that is visible to users. So this would be our front end or the UI. Now we have Power Automate, which creates reliable workflows to execute repeatable tasks. Now the tasks can be anything. For example, if you would like to automate an email which would be sent to all of the users at 9 a.m., Power Automate comes into picture. Or if you would like to have a recurrent transfer of files from your SharePoint to Dataverse, well, Power Automate again comes into picture. So depending upon your trigger, be it scheduled, recurrent, you can use Power Automate. Power BI. Well, to analyze and visualize business data, the gains that have taken place, the losses, the KPIs, well, to illustrate all of this in the form of a proper chart, a graph, a report, we use Power BI. Power Pages to build external facing business websites and portals. Again, the UI, Power Pages. Copilot Studio, extremely important. To author AI agents, you can create AI agents within a few minutes. This is done using the Microsoft Copilot Studio. Well, here you can create AI agents that reason, that call tools, and that act on goals overall. So, goal wise, you can create AI agents to perform a specific action. Talking about Dataverse, it is a safe and reliable place where we can store our data. Well, so briefly, this is the Microsoft Power Platform. Talking about traditional automation, for example, Power Automate. Well, these follow rule-based workflows. If X happens, then Y. If Y does not happen, then Z. So you define everything in this workflow in the form of a flowchart, and then you can perform any action. For example, a customer submits a form. Then immediately, if that trigger happens, a record is created in Dataverse. Then a confirmation email is sent, a Teams notification is sent, and a task is created. So if this process has to be automated, instead of us sending emails, records, drafting tasks, well, all of this is automated now using a single flow itself. That is the amount of effort and time it saves overall. Well, similarly, depending upon our recurrence, our schedule, we can create flows using Power Automate. But the power comes when we bring in AI into the picture. If we would like AI to understand language and intent, to classify and prioritize incidents, if it is a high priority task, then follow this approach. If not, follow the other approach. For these actions, Power Automate alone cannot identify which is a high priority task and which is not. But for Power Automate to understand this, we will bring AI into picture because AI can analyze, understand, and prioritize. So that is exactly where we bring AI into this picture of automation here. Now, if we talk about Copilot Studio, well, it allows us to create our AI agents to achieve the specific goal that we want to. Well, it can understand, interpret user intent, find information from Dataverse, SharePoint, or even external APIs, and it uses these tools, invokes Power Automate connectors to actually perform the specific task. This way, we will be using Microsoft Copilot Studio to create AI agents. Now, if we talk about where MCP, Model Context Protocol, fits in this entire picture. Well, this standardizes how agents access the tools with data. So, this in a way connects the AI agents that we have with the external tools like Dataverse for the data, Power Automate for the flows, or Power Apps for the UI. So, the architecture would basically be like an AI agent linked to Dataverse or the connectors with MCP in between. Because MCP or Model Context Protocols, they act as agent tool interactor. And this makes the interaction consistent and easier to secure. Well, overall, this is a very critical piece for enterprise adoption. Well, so this is all about the Microsoft Power Platform, AI agents, about AI, automation, about the intersection, about why it is really important. Thank you so much, everyone.